about that again, guys. So the last thing I was saying was that it's have a time like to turn around this thing, like from going down into the depths of depression, basically. Um, what I also getting now is what happened was that like I didn't have enough space on my phone because I'm doing these videos like straight off my phone. So I didn't have enough space. So like my space, like camera space, I the camera basically time out, right? What I also getting is like that, like somebody could have had like high hopes for this relationship that um, maybe or probably didn't work out. Like somebody could have like had like for one's expectation, marriage, happiness, family, home, feeling as though you're finding another half basically. But that didn't work out. Sorry guys. Okay. So I just want to ask any possible like blocks that we can look out for. Any possible blocks? Any possible block? Like yeah. Five of Cups, right? Five of Cups is like, if you look closely, it's like this guy have five chalices, three spilled, and two remains. But he turned his back to the two and like he focuses on like on the three, which is what I was saying. And this the question we're asking is if you said any like possible blocks, like for the next 24 hours, guys. At general next 24 hours reading, right? Because you're saying the Seven of Pentacles is like he like if this guy comes out and you like upright, I just see it as somebody who do a lot of work and had a good show at the end of the day and come back and like contemplating and enjoying, basking in work well done. But if I see it in the reverse, for some reason I just see it as somebody going through something and like they do all this work, they gain the achievement from the work, but it's like it can't bring them any value now. Confirmation, Five of Cups, Three Cups spilled, but you still have two. Like you could find out the recipe that in the next two and like make well can just pay an next three to stand back up, but you focus, like where you focus on, you don't want to stay in that space too long, especially if it's not somebody who accustomed to being in that space, because that's like, or unless you're going through or starting a dark night for the soul. That is kind of happen like when you're now going into that, it kind of, hopefully not, but it kind of looking like that. Because everything is like on inward torment, if that make any sense. Like, yeah, possible blocks, like the chariots. So, like, I just take two cards, right? For the possible blocks, and like any, like, last advice, it's just like two cards. So, the two cards is the Five of Cups and the Chariot card. Basically, the Chariot card is speak for itself. The Chariot is about moving, willpower, sort of like the King of Wands, like a doing energy. But it's like, because it's had the black and white here, like the two perspectives are life, the two perspectives are mindset, positive, negative. And it just so happened that the black, which does normally represent negative, is like on this side. And you really want to like move away to like follow through the card, to complete the card, to complete the phase. Like you really want to get back into that positive energy. So I think like guys with the chariot saying, like you have the willpower now, like your will goes somewhere, but where you want to go is like that's like up to you. But that chariot ready to like move again in life. Like that's what I'm hearing. Two cards for any possible like glass advice. Most likely alkaline thing. Like try not to look out for that will be instrumental to the next 24 hours. Okay, okay. So it looked like if something will come about that will pick you up again, that you know, like you might feel a little joy, which would be great and awesome. Like last advice was like, where's the blockages? Okay, so you know, for any possible like last advice, yeah, this stuff in cups and you had the devil. Traditionally, right? Did I say that all this is not necessarily devil, but the pan Greek god who does this I'm thinking name is Pan, and this is like basically like a high spirit that you could summon, like one of the spirits of nature basically. But he like have a part to play in the attachments because that is what the devil card really represents. Like that it's just like depictions, but it's really the wording, you know. It's like what it's like seeing a symbol and know what it means. So the devil card is not necessarily like, and I'm feeling like if it's not heavy, toxic, anybody doing things that they're not supposed to do energy, it's just that as you're moving forward, and again, it's have a time frame for you to move out of these situations, especially in times of healing. And like that is like I said that earlier, like that's what I literally heard, like the chariot of life ready to move again. Like the time of stagnancy, the time that you take, because and I said that earlier also, because if you're being represented as the king of wands, yeah, it's in the reverse, but there is a high energy to be in. You would be somebody as such as somebody who has responsibility, somebody who does do things, so you know you'll be missed basically. And while that chariot starts to move again, you don't want to like fall into like negative habits. You don't want to like make any new negative habits. You don't want to take one of these options from here and like it's actually like a devil energy again because remember it wasn't it's not like if it's a process and it's not like if from what I see in here I'm not seeing the it has some people who just think like, and honestly, it's not to like make myself sound good or anything, and I really hope you get through the situation if it's resonating with you. But it's like some people, like no matter what happened, their attitude is just like tomorrow will be better, but I will be okay, basically. But if there's some people who just dwell on negative things, and the people who yes, there's be like tomorrow will be a better day. Yes, they do dwell on negatives as well. And sometimes I want to honestly say like they would be plagued by negatives sometimes as well as anybody else, but they have this process where after a particular period of pain, basically, is like they know their timing to like come out of that energy or to start to like want something better to heal basically. So going into the angel heart sigil, there's to me it's more like about basic. It's more things to like trigger. It's more symbols dealing with the angels. It's more like to feel the energy. So like I just try to like show you guys the cards so that you could really like be triggered subconsciously because again it's like the subconscious like not only awake all the time, it's like just remember everything at the same time. So it's like the subconscious could see something and like make it make sense and draw back the lines way quicker than the conscious mind, and like that's what we just call like little wow, little like deja vu moments, and gut feelings and all of that stuff. Like that is why I believe that is. So okay. So the two cards is trophial, celebration. What it is again, like off the bat, right off the bat from this card is that at most celebrations is a time to like dance. Like at most celebrations you would dance, right? And this is like the second chakra, the orange chakra, I believe. I don't know if it look in the yellow to you guys, but to me it mostly orange, right? And that is the sacral chakra, and that chakra, like anytime that chakra out of balance and thing, like healers will advise you to like dance and stuff because that is help bring that chakra um, back into unison with the rest of the chakras, or um, help it to heal somewhat, and especially like how the chariot moving, like you really don't want to like go into like you will have a lot of options, but honestly the seven of cups is like none of the options worth it. None of the options is pleasant, nice things. It would talk good because hey the devil they depicting the devil like this, but the devil don't really come like this with the wings and the coat beard and the horns and thing. He come in well dressed, and they just a fact. So it's like even though yes, the advice is it will have options. You will know it are the options there. That the devil don't come and say hi, I'm the devil, and I'll come and say basically you know, it's about perception, it's about timing, it's about being opportunistic. So it's like he will try to come into the more the times when you're vulnerable and stuff. So you really want to balance out yourself because you really don't want to like. And what I get into is like when it is we in these states are healing as well as like we just want to kind of like rely, put a certain percentage of trust like for no reason basically. And sometimes yes, you could put your trust into the right things, and it's especially for people who don't have like family to like talk to, and especially when you're going through problems or like close friends. And I'm saying it's like things will start coming up at and at first view it's like it will seem like if it's helpful, it will seem like if it's will ease the problem, will ease the stress, but it's like 2 days down the road, 2 weeks down the road, 2 months down the road, it's worse than the actual situations. So and I think that has happened like when we go into come out of healing too fast, or the first 2 days are feeling better. It's like it's like you're starting to walk. So it's like you want to see how far you could walk, basically. But while you're not dwelling on it, remember that you would have gone through something that would have taken the wind out of you, basically. Because for people, either say for people who have stuff and like people who there's work and is achievers and stuff like it's harder to like face them emotionally. So like if they reached a place where they emotionally like feeling like unstable, now I don't want to say unstable like to make it sound real bad, but I want to like how do you normally operate? Like something could really shake them emotionally. That would have had to be something because I just always say like we just live to make ourselves comfortable. And the more comfortable we is, it's harder for we to shake we. So if this person attacking at once average and this like so difficult and I basically see like they being like tested here basically and yeah, because you would need to call down on the angels host because like in I said I knew earlier, it's like the temperance card is like weight is you in and balance out. Day is like a real burden, honestly. Like first, like somebody enslaved the mind, and before the devil really come and start to play with you, and these dark options, these not genuine options, these options that in the time that you actually take to stay by yourself and like strengthen up, by the time and you would have been a better person, like now ready to move on and to do something, it's like the situation might actually get worse. So it's like time wasted, time lost. And for some reason, like the angels want it to be celebrated because I just keep going down, like it's the king of wands energy. So it's like it's somebody with merit, it's somebody of value, it's somebody who has say and stuff, and like they should be like doing things to like help out people and stuff right now. But because of this like gloom, because of this wherever it is, separation, something to do with love, something to do with partnerships, because of wherever it is like wherever is wherever. So, and Jophiel, the Holy Liberator. Like, yeah, like you really need liberation. Like, you really need to, like, call on that temperance energy, like the angelic energy to, like, liberate you. Because it's like getting pulled out of a slum. Me- Sorry, celebration. Wrong thing. I was going to do wrong. Sorry. Jophiel, celebration. Jophiel's heart sigil feels that now is the time for you to leap for joy and truly celebrate your many wonderful accomplishments. At the same time, send rockets of desire off into the galaxy to bring even further celebration. You see, we have been waiting many years for this time of unique unfolding, specifically leading us to December the 21st, 2012, and beyond. So ask what future you want to create for yourself as you journey through this time of galactic expansion and soul ascension. Jophiel is blessing you with a citrine ray of rare delight as this exquisite holy liberator simply wants you to succeed by releasing any negative karma through the window of galactic cleansing. And if you can study the heart sigil in the card, an extra celebration will come your way. Chant A through your heart chakra, Anahata, to enliven this heartfelt glee. So, like, yeah. Like, he is somebody who could provide, who does provide, it looking like to me. He is somebody who does bring energy into our room, because that is kind of like what the King of Wands says too also. He's that bring the energy guy. And things just get done, but it's like, I telling you, like, why I keep coming back to this, it have a time frame to start to want to heal, to come out, so that you have to know when you're grieving and when you're going into, when you're sinking into depression, basically. And the next card is Metatron, Charisma. Yeah, Charisma. I think this is a great, oh my god, I'm feeling bad. This is a big nun. I know the name, but it's really not coming to me now. But Charisma, Metatron, right? And what is this lady name? If you know the lady, you could like leave it in the comments. Like, I should go and look it up though. I think it's Saint Teresa. I think it's Saint Teresa. If it's Saint Teresa and you're watching the video after this long, like comment below. But I think it's Saint Teresa dealing with Metatron Charisma. Okay. I don't know that. So Metatron Charisma. Okay. So Metatron, the supernal teacher, is like really wise. He's like the angel who like have a lot of forbidden knowledge. Like, I don't want to say almost as wise as God, but the guy, like, he knows a lot. And, and Metatron Charisma reads, Metatron conjures you to a powerful teaching evoked by the heart sigil essence of this card. This asks you to contemplate the divinely conferred talent that Mother Teresa possessed. Yes, Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa possessed. People who met her suggested they saw a divine illumination all around her, a clear sign of charisma. This is a gift of grace bestowed on an individual as a compelling charm and eliciting devotion from all who behold them. The root of the word is suffused with charity and indicates that those who possess charisma are beings of heartfelt generosity. Therefore, review how your own circumstances may need greater clarity in relation to your own generosity of spirit, or indeed how you are undervaluing the peaceful heart radiation of your own aura and the effect it has on other people. The heart, when charged with love, has an energy field 5,000 times greater than the human brain. Chant Ha from your heart chakra, the Anahata, to fuel your conviction of the divine. Like, I didn't say it honestly, but like that's what I was feeling. So it's like basically like if you're in a state of depression, like you enslave your mind, you cut off that connection like to your heart, and it's like so you're just going from the mind, and the mind like filled with negativity because you're dwelling on the past situation that I basically seen that you had high hopes for because the card representing the situation is the lovers and the four ones, which is like two like real love cards, but like apart from that, it's like committal. Like if like how the two of ones is like the long term thinker, like you would know that if that card come up as a person that's think long term, like the four of ones is like a situation long term because like if as it shows and anything this card people there's always readers as there's always so say that it is represent 1111 which is like define yeah, and I came out right over the temperance where I was saying like call and ask for like that temperance energy, which is the Sagittarius card. And but this card is all about like asking for guidance and balancing out karma and stuff because these things we don't really know how these things does work. Like a lot of people because okay, so for example, right? It's like you can't tell even if you enlighten, you can't tell somebody what it is to be enlightened. Like that will still be your experience. So that because that person could come and experience enlightenment and have like a totally like different throwdown or experience in life. So it's like even though like you had these high expectations and thing and like we don't really know how these things just work and like I did say earlier in the video that we also like all of us before we come into the earthly realm is like we have like a group of angels, a group of guardian angels as ancestors assigned to like watch over us and stuff and it's like we still have free will but they there to like assist and help in the things that we might necessarily see and understand but if you're in this like negative like I it is what it is. It's going into depression. It's like a roller coaster and you like get to the top and like to the bottom is depression basically. So but you could like really ask. Nice and sometimes so you could demand it because again like they that's what they there for. Like I don't encourage like abusing like but then too the way how it is and stuff like and they just be glad when they had a closeness and like their connection. So it good to correct yourself and that was considered was honestly didn't make any sense. It's like it was not a month you could overuse this their energies. Like they would be so glad to like have people who just remember to call upon them and to like walk close to them so that they could have that charisma, like they could have the and they could bring it into that place of celebration where you thought you missed basically. Because again, the situation how I interpret it is that this king I once had like real high expectations for this lover. Like they saw like long term and stuff and it didn't work out. guys, that's what I have for you. If it resonates, like the video, subscribe. The book said that it was Mother Teresa, but if you put it in like earlier, before I see it on your comments, I was still like, but it was Mother Teresa anyway. All in all, if you make it this far, much love, thanks for looking out. And again, I hope this helped if it resonates. But if it didn't resonate though, I'm glad with that because everybody going through their own situation, but at least this little drama here wasn't yours. Have a good one.